Hey weirdos!
Hey, weirdos!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Woo!
Tonight we've got China's Sky River.
AI Sophia.
And what exactly are we saying to the universe?
All that and more coming up right now on What the Fetch Live.
Weekly. All right, guys. Welcome to What the Fetch Weekly, the only live weird news show that is actually not live this week. So
I messed up.
No, it's fine. So, yeah, we're not live tonight because it's Thanksgiving, and we had to go pick up our son who's coming in to visit. So
Yep.
we got
Family
the in-laws in the
town.
house. It's crazy. It's going to be a good time. Last weekend was great, though. Reanna and I were up at the Mount Washington event, the Strange Escapes event.
Yeah.
The last event for us for the year. And bittersweet. Bittersweet.
Yes.
It always stinks to end, but
We
man,
had
we're
a lot
beat.
of a lot of new people this time, so that was neat to meet so many new people, and a lot of great questions that people asked and conversations that we had. And
Yeah, the Q&A this time was really intense. It was Amy, Adam, and I, and the questions were great, and it was very kind of emotional, and it was good. Always a great event. Always a great event. But no more Strange Escapes event till next year. So
yeah, but next year, if you want to go to an awesome event, those are definitely worth checking out for sure.
Absolutely. And we actually had a pretty cool experience that we'll get to later in the evidence bag. But for right now, we've got other events coming up. I got a Center Stage event coming up at the Old Exchange in Charleston, South Carolina. That's February 16th, 2019, with Carol Cleveland and Chad Lindbergh. Check that out at centerstageevents.com. Then it's Strange Escapes, which is Amy Bruni's company. I'll be at the Queen Mary. Reanna might be there.
I'm hoping to be there.
You should behave, and maybe you'll get to go. That's in Long Beach, California, March 7th through 10th, 2019. We got Amy, Adam, Chip Coffey, John Tenney, Newkirks, and Ben Hansen.
I'm definitely
I
not
haven't done an event
going
with
then.
him for a while.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, not a fan of Ben, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. I love all those
Check
guys.
them out. Check all the events there at strange-escapes.com. And then April 5th and 6th of 2019, Reanna and I will be at Salem Con in Salem, Massachusetts. And that's got John Zaffis, Chad Lindbergh, Ken Boggle, and more. MGHparanormal.com.
Awesome. Check them out, guys.
And that's just the beginning. There are tons of events next year. I'm trying to get Reanna to come to them more because people want to talk to her more than me. So
I don't know about that.
can't blame her. Easy on the eyes. So guess what, guys?
Yay!
It's Parabox Monthly time. Yes. Paraboxmonthly.com. Go there. It's so cool. If you haven't heard of it, every month you get a t-shirt, and the t-shirts have like cool puzzles built into them.
Yes.
And we got them last month, and we kicked butt.
Of course.
Cooperation. I learned it on Sesame Street. We figured them out.
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
So we're gonna show you what this month's shirts are. This one is a medium. This is me. I do not wear an extra large. I'm not a big person. This is perfect. Look at that. This is Suffolk County Rendlesham shirt.
Ooh, we just talked about that.
We just talked about that.
Yeah.
That's the
that's cool.
the British Roswell. So
Just in time for the series.
yeah. Oh, I gotta figure out this puzzle. All right, Reanna. Let's see what. Oh, there's my card. It gives me the clues to get into it.
Nice.
And I think this is Jack's shirt. That's for you. Why don't you pull that out?
Here we go.
Pick a shirt, any shirt.
Well, here's the card. But I'm going to... Oh, I'm liking this.
Oh, no! Ah, so jealous!
Yeah!
I wanted the Krampus shirt!
Krampus!
Oh, that's gonna look great on you.
Oh, hey. Speaking
So
of weird, guys, one of my favorite Christmas shows that I have to watch of all times because, the season's coming, is called Rare Exports. It was made in Finland,
It's a finished movie, so it's done before you start.
But it's good. Watch it with the subtitles, and it's great. I don't want to give anything away, except that this is part of it.
The first time you watch it, you'll be like, okay, Reanna, and then you watch it again, and be like, I get it.
Like, I
get it.
But if you're cool, you'll get it.
If you're not cool, you won't.
I love this. This is great.
I didn't get it because I'm not cool.
No, you're
No, just kidding. It's a great show. So we'll let you know how this goes. See if we can figure out the mystery of the Krampus and the Rendlesham
And
Forest.
here's the card. And again, guys, seriously, these shirts are very comfortable, good quality. And anyone who wants to sign up for the package, you get 20% off when you use the code FETCH.
Yes, so use the code FETCH. That way they know that fans of this show are buying stuff from them, and they can spread the love. So that's first Thanksgiving gift to you guys is the 20% off all plans by using FETCH.
There you go.
Easy to remember. Okay, I think it's time to put on the glasses, Ray.
News time.
News time. All right, you got the first story, Reanna.
All right.
Lay it on him.
So, have you ever heard of the tugboat Maria 120 tragedy around Staten Island?
No, I've heard of the tugboat Maria 119 tragedy that came before it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very
Impressive.
tragic. Big donut tragedy. Everyone it was bad.
Well,
no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You haven't heard of that. Have you heard about the Staten Island ferry that was pulled underwater and lost due to a giant octopus?
No.
What? It was probably because on that same day, JFK was assassinated.
So we never heard that story.
Yeah. Well, maybe you've heard this one.
Was he assassinated by a cephalopod of some sort? Or two separate occurrences?
I think definitely two separate occurrences.
Okay.
But maybe you've heard of this one. What about the Brooklyn Bridge elephant stampede?
That I have not heard of, no.
You have? Well, that was probably because it was on the same day that there was the great stock market crash.
Okay, so there's secondary news that we're missing.
Definitely.
That's definitely not fake.
So I'm going to tell you about this awesome monument, these monuments that keep showing up around Staten Island, New York City.
All right.
So the latest one deals with the tugboat Maria 120. Okay.
Oh, there's the monument right there.
There it is. Right
tugboat.
there.
Looks like Dead Goat Maria. What is that thing under him?
See, that's an alien.
Oh, wait, what?
That's an alien underneath. So let me tell you the story, right?
Please.
So during a record-breaking heat wave back in July 13th, 1977.
Okay.
This is the year I was born.
Yeah, I was 3 years old.
Yeah. So during this record-breaking heat wave about 9:30 p.m.
That's why I don't remember it.
You were too little. But you never heard about it.
Too many Legos.
You'd think something like this would
My life
be
was
in the
Legos
news.
and tater tots back then.
Mine was rocks.
Okay,
In my
so
pockets.
why is this sailor above a dead alien?
So there were this crew of 6 men on the tugboat, okay? And this heat wave was so strong that it caused a blackout. You know, I remember having the brownouts.
Brownouts,
in Rhode
rolling
Island when
brownouts.
it's so hot.
Yep.
Sounds awful, but yeah.
Brownout brings something else to mind. Flashes of the Nightmare King. Coming back.
Blue outs.
I need to cuddle a cow. Blue outs? In more ways than one. Whoa. I blew out my blue out. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, this crew, all the lights around New York City went out. And all of a sudden, this crew on this tugboat sees this streak of light come flying down, all right, to the water near the Statue of Liberty. And so they head over to see what it is. And they're assuming that it is a private aircraft crash.
Oh, I would assume it was Thor landing on.
So would I. But we're cool like that. I don't know.
Keep going.
So they get over there. And as they're heading over there, they radio the Coast Guard and say, hey, we're going to need help. There's a crashed vessel. So they're getting ready. They told them they're going to tow the vessel to shore. All right?
Okay.
So they can help whoever needs to be helped. So the Coast Guard comes. 2 Coast Guard comes. And
2 Coast Guard comes. 2 Coast Guardsmen come.
There you go. That works. So they come,
Yeah.
but when they get there, the only thing that's there is the tugboat. The men are missing.
Is this a real story?
The apparent vessel is missing, and they can't find it. So this monument has been placed there in memoriam of.
Why do we not know this story
event.
already? Is it a real story?
I don't know. No.
You just spent the last 5 minutes telling me a fake story? This is real news for real people.
So here's the cool thing. So
What's going on here?
named Mr. Reginella.
Is that his real name? I don't know what to trust anymore.
That's all they say, Mr. Reginella. Okay. I did see a picture of him, but no first name. Okay, he needs to stay a little bit incognito. Mr. Reginella, he has this thing that he does on the side where he does these public pranks. Okay.
Okay.
And
so he's making up fake events.
Yes, he does. It's incredible. He makes a website for it, a full story background on the events. He does. He has like travel guides printed up. He even has a museum. It's called the Staten Island Ferry Disaster Memorial Museum. Say that fast 3 times.
No, I can't say it once. Slow.
So. And they're incredible, but these monuments that he places can easily be packed up on like a hand cart and stuck in a trunk.
But it looks so good. Can you show that picture? Look at this.
So this one is the story about the octopus. It was a ferry called the Cornelius J. Clough.
A ferry.
Yeah, Staten Island Ferry. There were 400 people on it at 4 a.m. in the morning, most of them heading to work. And then all of a sudden, these large tentacles came up and grabbed it and pulled it under. And all they ever found was a few pieces of like drift stuff that they found from the boat. Yeah, that had suction cup prints on it. So that's
But
all
that
they
story's
ever
not
found.
real. But it has to be because my fake uncle was on that ship that I made up.
Oh, I'm so
He didn't
sorry.
exist until I heard that story.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
tragic.
And the last one, too, is you can see these amazing elephants that belong to P.T. Barnum. And apparently it was a tradition every year to walk the elephants of the show across the bridge. And people would come from all over the world to see this. But the big elephant in the middle, he was huge. He was African. Keep wanting to say giant. African elephant that stood 13 feet tall.
I think giant's appropriate.
His name was Jumbo.
Yeah, Jumbo. That's a
the
real elephant.
There you go.
That was a real elephant.
I believe you.
Yeah.
So Jumbo was walking across with these other 2 elephants, and something happened to startle them, and all chaos broke. And they ran down across the bridge. They ran over through Wall Street and killed all these people along the way. It was horrific news. But the stock market happened the same time, so nobody ever heard about it.
This is really cool. Do you know how many of these he has, or is it unknown and they pop up and disappear?
So far, there are 3 that are known, but you never know when they're going to pop up or when they're going to be taken down. He does take them down every night so that they're safe, but he's painted them in such a way, it weighs about 300 pounds, and the bottom is made with plywood. But it's painted to simulate granite.
It looks legit, but my problem is now I've got I'm all paranoid. I don't know if I can trust any statue I see ever again.
Well, people are
This is a statue of Daniel Boone. He never existed. Sorry.
But what he does on the side, he does props and statues for like movies and television shows, amusement parks, department stores. That's what he does. So he does these, fake memorial things on the side. So in the description box below, you will find links to each one of these stories, and there's a shop and there's pictures. He's even got a short movie clip.
And I guess if you're in New York, you can go see this, right?
Exactly.
Oh, we gotta go.
So if you travel there, keep your eyes open for a memorial statue that may or may not be true.
I don't trust the Statue of Liberty anymore. It's just a long haul game for him. It's not real.
All right, what have you got?
So that was great. Now, Reanna, have you ever tried to change the weather? Manipulate the weather?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Dancing, and please rain and please rain.
Please rain. I would pray for snow as a kid.
No school,
no snow meant no school.
Rain and wind and thunder.
And I would have done all sorts of rituals. Get out of that. Well, China's at it again. China.
What?
We got to keep these guys in check. Yes.
They're doing the moon, right? The fake moon over.
Yes.
What are they doing?
It's getting crazier. Get ready. So they've been launching these satellites into space. They want to have a total of 6 satellites form a ring around a certain area of China so they can monitor the clouds. Okay. Right? And it's specifically over this one area. Connor, can you show them this beautiful area? Look how lush and green and wonderful that is. This is the Yarlung Zangbo, which I'm sure I slaughtered, region. And look how nice and lush it is. Well, it's almost too lush. Well, the Yellow River Basin, look at that. Opposite of lush.
Wow.
Clouds up there,
Super
no
desert.
rain. So what they want to do is they've been wanting to get water from one area to the other for a long time. And they've thought of how to do this and tried all these different techniques. Now they have this really crazy scheme where, look at this. Here's a map of China. You can see the Yarlung Zangbo River down there. Yeah. See all the satellites? Like flies? Yeah. So they have these satellites that will detect the temperature, humidity, and moisture levels in the clouds. And then they're going to create what they call a Tianhe, or a sky river, to transport those clouds up where that red arrow is over to the Yellow River Basin, and then use silver iodide to make it rain.
That's a long ways.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
So, now in the past, China has seeded clouds. In 2008, I think most people know this, they seeded clouds with silver iodide to make sure it rained away from the Beijing Olympics. So they always had nice weather.
And it worked.
It works, yeah. And America, we did it in the Vietnam War. We had Operation Popeye, where we tried to make bad weather for the enemy so we could get an advantage.
So this isn't a new thing, really.
No, what's new is the concept of grabbing moisture-rich clouds and transporting it up in the atmosphere to another area and then forcing it to rain. So what's crazy is their goal is to push about 5 billion cubic meters of rainwater per year north to the Yellow River Basin.
Huh.
Which is cool, except they have not yet revealed how they're going to actually move it. They revealed how they're going to locate it and where they want to put it and how they're going to drop it from the clouds by using these silver iodide to drop it from the clouds. Because silver iodide, if you put it up in the air, it gives something for the moisture to adhere to. That's why it's not raining up there. You'll get clouds and stuff, but it doesn't adhere enough to rain.
Okay, so they think that they'll be able to get all that moisture and be able to push it there without having it rain in the interim, and then feed it this stuff to make it rain in the right place at the right time.
Right. It's like saying, I want to go to the new TRAPPIST system and check out one of those planets. All we got to do is build a spaceship, and then all we got to do is unload that spaceship when we get there. Well, how are you going to get there? Well, there's no story. There's a beginning and an end, but no story.
I'll do a weather dance and pray really hard.
Now, they may know it, but they haven't revealed it, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Sure. That's crazy.
So, all they've said about it is they're going to use a new type of manual intervention tech. That's about as much as you get.
Guess they got to keep their secrets so nobody else takes it.
Now, there are some things to consider here. Obviously, the people who live in the area that's got all the rain, it's going to radically change their environment.
And animals.
Yeah.
And crops.
Now, China's no stranger to uprooting people to try to do things like for environmental awareness. They will uproot people, move them, and then make that a national park so no one can do anything there.
Oh.
So, I mean, they may just move people, which is rude, but I guess whatever. They see there's a greater good.
From the desert down to the, wet place and save everybody the hassle.
I think it's more about not having an arid area anywhere. You can have. See. But there are some issues. Government-wise, there's a group called NMOD, which was an agreement that was made, pretty international agreement, where you wouldn't manipulate or modify the environment for military or hostile purposes. And this isn't hostile or military, but it could be made to, you could bend it that way. Like, okay, well, if China has more resources, then they're more strong. And so there's some things.
Geostorm, we know how that works.
Well, there's some overlaps there. Then there's the Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, which has a de facto moratorium on geoengineering. And geoengineering is doing things that affect the way the planet itself works, which this would obviously do.
Yeah, I think it would.
Now, China has a history of damming rivers and things like that to the point where it's kind of counterproductive. And I feel like if they do this, they're not only going to damage their own country, but a lot of other countries rely on the water from these rivers and these mountains. And if you move that, it could be rough. And
again, then it's tough because you feel like people should be able to have a say in something so huge like that. But I don't know. That's tough.
The world should have a say, and that's what I'm getting at, is all these organizations and these treaties are all like, whoa, we may not necessarily have something in place for this, but we have stuff we can lean on. There's the World Meteorological Organization, which makes the claim atmosphere has no walls. So how do you contain it? Like, how do you contain this? It's going to affect all of us.
Yeah.
They said what you add to the atmosphere may have a desired effect in your vicinity, but may have an undesired effect elsewhere. So, like, it may do what they want, but then it screws up the whole planet. And above and beyond that, silver iodide, when you put it in the atmosphere, as it falls through the atmosphere into the ground, it's not harmful when it does that, but it can then go into the water systems and really wreak some havoc. So, I hope this gets shut down. I'm sure there are 100 other ways to get water from A to B over there. And honestly, once they get this type of stuff, I mean, you can move clouds. That gives a whole new meaning to, like, sanctions and stuff. Okay, China gets no rain. You just move all the clouds away from it, and it just opens up this can of worms that I'm not excited about. So I'm done praying for snow days. I'm just going to let the world do what it does.
Mars is sounding more and more attractive.
This technology on Mars might be useful, but here it's scary as heck. And China, I love you, love your food, love your language, love your kung fu, but calm down. Just
crazy.
Calm down.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So good luck sleeping tonight on that. That's all I got. What do you got?
All right. So have you all seen the robot Sophia? I'm sure you have.
Oh, no, not
robot
Sophia.
Sophia. So kind of get a picture of
So
Sophia.
creepy.
So at this point in time, the most human realistic AI robot that we have so far. She's been on all kinds of TV shows and all kinds of interviews.
She's the one that said that she would destroy the human race.
Yeah, destroy all humans or whatever. And then she just laughed at it.
Yeah, and then she laughs and we laugh, and then little do we know the ones and zeros are really making it happen.
Yeah. So
unplug her today.
So it's been taken. First of all, let's start at the beginning. She was created by David Hansen, all right, and he used to be a Disney Imagineer, so he knows what he's doing. He's worked on a lot of stuff.
No, he knows how to do it. I'm not sure he knows what he's doing.
Fair enough. His chief scientist's name is Ben Gyortzel. Okay.
I think I had a Gyortzel for breakfast.
That's right. I thought it was an instrument.
Reanna just picked up the Gyortzel.
I'm going to play the Gyortzel tonight.
Play the mean Gyortzel.
So, anyway, they created her, and her AI is very complex, very good. But at this point in time, what's new with her is she just gained citizenship as a human in Saudi Arabia.
Don't you have to be born in a country to get citizenship?
You'd think.
No, I guess you can get it.
You
can apply for it, yeah.
Right. But the problem with it is the women over there are not happy at all.
I should say so.
Because a female robot, now has more rights than they do.
But is it truly female, I guess, is the argument they're making.
That's a good
We can't
question.
assume the robot's gender. We can't do that.
She will, I believe, say she's a woman. She even says she's alive.
She can't be a woman.
Yeah.
She has no
parts.
No parts.
No parts.
No chromosomes.
So,
Isn't a robot made of parts?
What?
But isn't a robot made of parts?
Not made of female parts.
made of lots of parts. So anyway, we could go on forever. She's gained citizenship. The women over there are not happy about it, and also the immigrants that work there are not happy about it because it's nearly impossible for them to gain citizenship, and they're the ones that actually work over there and all that stuff.
And there's potential for her to actually take jobs too, I guess. Right? Like she could multiply and take jobs, so that's even another reason not to like her.
Right.
Not only did she take their citizenship, but she could take jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, she's bad business.
So she's she's been working with like government ministers, policymakers. She's met, it's in 2017, October of 2017, she went to a meeting at the UN. And,
wait, working with them or putting on a show for them? Is she actually doing something?
It's more like she's putting on a show for them. But the whole point of it is that in going there and speaking with them and showing them what she knows, it's deceiving people into believing that she's more intelligent than she is.
Right.
And
some of it's choreographed already, or
right. Well, there are certain keywords that when she hears, it triggers, the certain responses in her hundreds and hundreds of word vocabulary.
Okay.
All right. Or she just won't answer a question if it doesn't fit. Sometimes she just doesn't answer a question. But the whole point and reason that they're doing this is because the United Nations and all these other countries, and I think us included, are looking at having autonomous weapons.
Oh no!
So robotic weapons.
Can you put that picture back up, Connor?
Yeah.
What, this thing coming at you with the law rocket or freaking bazookas or
it's like
tank treads?
Terminator.
Sorry, go ahead.
But the
just creeps me out.
The argument obviously is that these autonomous robots and these weapons and things, they can't guarantee that they are going to abide by the law of war.
Yeah.
So if there are certain things said or whatever, they may just go and do their thing anyway.
Oh my gosh.
So it's actually pretty terrifying, but they are working more towards that. So the roboticist, now after the straw that broke the camel's back, as they say it, was her becoming a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Because they're like, she is not at the point that these guys are leading you to believe. Like other roboticists and stuff are coming out and saying, she's not that intelligent.
Right.
She's a show robot.
She's not she's not a being. She's not alive. She's not self-aware. Why does she have citizenship? It's like giving your iPad a citizenship. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But it's crazy to me because I think about it. Look at what Alexa has been doing. Look at what Google did.
We just talked about that last episode.
Was it last year or the year before that Google Translate created its own language on its own?
That's
so
right.
that it could, decipher.
So what it did was it created a ghost language. So I'm speaking German to you who speaks Italian, and it creates another language, virtual language, so it's easier to translate the two together.
Yes. And it did it on its own. Like Google came out and said, this is what happened. That's true. By law, they have to tell people that happened, but they have no idea how it happened. So
they didn't program it to do that.
Exactly.
It figured that out.
So my thought was, she may not be that intelligent now, but she does say, she calls herself a sentient being, a sentient mind.
That's
intelligence. And maybe she's advancing. Maybe she really is starting to figure stuff out, just like that Google Translate, just like Alexa. So
maybe someone from Jersey sneaks in and snaps her neck or something. I don't know. Just save us all. Someone save us all.
So, but there are a couple things that, revolve around this that make it kind of fun for us to look into. Is there was a test done way back, I think it was created in 2013 or 2010 or 2013, but it's called the Turing Test. And basically it was revolved around, can machines think? So it was a test where you would have two separate groups. And in this case, in 2014, we have an AI that actually passed the test.
How does the test work?
So what it was is you had, it was the Royal Society in London, judges at the Royal Society in London. And then you had the AI. This AI's name was Eugene Gustman. Okay, and it simulated a 13-year-old Ukrainian boy. Okay. So he wouldn't know everything, but Smart. He would know some things. So when the judges at the Royal Society asked questions, and then this boy in the other room or country would answer the question, they had to try to determine by his answers if he was human or not.
So it was just like a chat window. It wasn't like this horrifying woman robot.
Right. It was like, blah, blah, blah. What's your answer?
Like you're chatting with somebody on the old school AOL or something.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So he passed in that when they finished with the questions, they believed that they were speaking with a human. They believed they were speaking with a 13-year-old human boy. No. So Eugene was created
Time to become
by Vladimir Veselov. He's a Russian that now lives in the United States. And Eugene Demchenko. I probably said that wrong. But he's a Ukrainian that now lives in Russia. So the two of them together created this little 13-year-old.
I am not thankful for creepy female robots on Thanksgiving. I'm the opposite of thankful.
But so that's a test that was pretty neat. And if you haven't seen it already, something that's kind of interesting, not as clever but kind of fun to play around with, these websites where you can go and actually have a conversation with a robot.
So if you don't have family visiting this Thanksgiving,
and you need someone to talk to,
feel free to talk to fake people.
If you're feeling lonely and you need yeah,
get your cat on your lap. I'm sorry, I'm kidding.
No, we hope everyone is spending a good time with family. But you can go to cleverbot.com is one of these websites. Also,
that one's funny.
Mitsuku.com and evbot.com are just a few of the websites that you can go to. You type in your question and then you get a response from the robot. So it's kind of fun, a little bit different.
And those will be in the description, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, they're in the description box. So we've got a lot of crazy stuff coming. Mars is looking more and more appealing to me. I don't know.
There's just too much with the AI/robot combo in the news. We'll have to just get into some more in the future. Even though they may be older stories, will bring people up to speed on how terrifying it is.
But, I mean, there's so much good it can do. You just hope that people use it for good.
Not worth it. We made it this far without them.
All right, what have you got?
So roll that beautiful bean footage there, Connor. Look at this thing. See if you guys recognize this. If you're a true geek, you recognize this. Okay. Leave it there for a second. Do you know what this is, honey?
I actually do not. It looks like a game.
Epic game of Tetris. Yeah. No, this is the Arecibo Message that was sent on November 16th of 1974 from the Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. And this year marks the 44th anniversary of this. It was written by Frank Drake. You may have recognized Drake from the Drake equation, which is the probability of life beyond Earth. That's the Drake equation. It factors in just about everything.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And Carl Sagan, the science good guy. You know that GIF you always post where he's like, "You're awesome."
Yes.
That's Carl Sagan.
Okay.
And it's meant to be a snapshot of what humans are and where we are. And if you put that up again, Connor, it's got, if you look at it, it's got supposedly the numbers 1 through 10, our makeup and structure of DNA, the info about that, stick figure of a human, that one I see.
Yeah, I see that.
Average
Little purple house there.
Average height and population, and info on our solar system and Earth's place in it. Now look at that.
Looks like a sword.
I don't know what any of that means.
We will fight you.
It looks like, okay, we have a house, and then various pieces of loose corn above it, and then
right?
A man.
Sword and shield? Guy holding sword and shield?
Man with a sword and a shield. He's been disarmed.
He's getting abducted.
Getting sucked into a tornado, up into Space Invaders, and then Ignicknock from Aquatine, and then I don't know what that is.
Glop.
And
Glopper.
then Salt.
Something.
So
interesting.
I can't understand what that means. How the heck is an alien going to get that? I mean, smarter people than me out there, clearly, but...
It's like us trying to read the Egyptian petroglyphs. We think it might mean this.
Yeah, and we see helicopters and stuff in it, but... We don't know. Anyway, this was sent to the star cluster M13, which is funny because it's 23,000 light years away. Sorry, 25,000 light years away. So if they got it and figured it out like that and sent a response back, it would take 50,000 years for us to get something back.
That would never.
So clearly this wasn't really meant to do anything. It was actually more of a stunt. It was a tech demo to raise public awareness in astronomy. You know, and it worked. A lot of kids and stuff got into it and all of that. Now, what's cool is that, again, the 44th anniversary of one of our first attempts to reach people out in space.
That's nice. Yeah.
Francisco Cordova, who is director of the Arecibo Observatory, has opened up a competition. And you can go to areciboobservatory.org/challenge, links in the description, to enter into this competition. Now, it's open to teams of up to 10 students, so it's students only.
Oh, cool.
1 student to 10, age K through college.
I was just gonna ask, like, what is the age range?
The kindergartners are gonna figure it out.
They probably
My money's
will.
on the K,
Yeah.
not the college. Now, it's cool because you don't just go, I want to do this. You have to go to the website and you must solve riddles on their website. Kind of like ParaboxMonthly.com.
Yeah.
You have to solve riddles, and in that process, you're learning about space. You have to decode messages, and you have to solve puzzles. Only then can you register your team and submit designs. And that submission is
cool.
open for 9 months. You have 9 months to figure it all out. And the winner will be announced during the Arecibo Observatory Week in October or November of 2019.
Okay,
which
guys.
would make it the 45th anniversary.
We expect you to be on top of
now
that.
we know there are educators that watch our show. You've come and
Yes.
talked to us. So this is a heck of an opportunity. Even if you teach gym class or whatever or math, talk to the departments of the school. This is huge, man. How would it be cool would it be if students from your school got to send the next message out to space? That's pretty cool.
That's pretty incredible.
Now, on the heels of that, I'm thinking when I heard this, how cool it was.
Yeah.
To raise awareness and all that. But how much crap have we sent out into space? Like, seriously, we sent a lot of crap out into space. This guy named Paul Quast, who is director of Beyond the Earth Foundation, set out to catalog every cultural artifact and intentional message that we've put out into space. Now, it doesn't include scientific instruments, because those are already well documented, and broadcasts that were meant for other Earthlings. So he's eliminating, like, that episode of Bewitched that's flying out to Jupiter or whatever.
Yes.
But he's just like, what have we sent out there? And he makes a good point. He says, whatever we send into space is the celestial legacy of our civilization beyond Earth's borders. And guess what? It's pretty weird. Like, what are we really telling people? Give you an example. We all know the golden records, Connor. You've got what do you got? Yeah, the golden records. Put that up. So we all know about this, right? Mm-hmm. So this was including Voyager 1 and 2 missions. And, of course, Voyager 1 is out past our solar system, past the helio sheath, out into the interstellar space. And it should communicate with us until 2022 or 2025, which is way longer than it should have. And again, look at this message. I don't know what any of that means. No. We have cameras and photo booths.
Is it like New York City? Or is it Heartbeat?
I don't know. We got locomotive trains going up in the upper left there.
We got like blinds opening up a window.
We got LASIK down in the bottom.
Binoculars.
Yep. eat one eye in each one. See the one number one? One eye per binocular. It's very important information.
I don't even have a clue.
Voyager 2 is hot on its trail, and that's actually in the heliosheath, sheath, which is that little cloud of resistance right on the edge of our solar system. So they're going out. They're the new Oumuamua for the rest of the universe. It's our Oumuamua.
There you go.
But some of the other things that we put out there, there is, hang on, we also have the golden plaques, right? Throw out the golden plaques. This went out on Pioneer 10 and 11.
That makes a little bit more sense, I guess.
Kids, block your eyes.
Actually, it's kind of bad. Binoculars.
Nudity incoming.
Nudie people.
So this is similar. There's a lot of the same things, you know. Only the men say hi on our planet.
Head explode. Girls are a little more reserved.
Only the men say hi. And
I'm going to wait and see.
We eject things from the third rock from the sun between Saturn and Jupiter, I guess.
Well, I think that looks like what do you call it? Not a satellite.
It's a sailboat. See ya.
Oh, it's
we throw our sailboats out to space. Okay.
Like a big antenna.
Now, other things like that we've sent out there, this stuff we know about, and it's got a mission. There was a lot of thought put into it. Some other things that have some space junk we put out there to let the universe know what we're like is a 15-minute theremin concert.
What?
You know what theremin is?
Yes.
You've heard Star Trek, right? That's theremin.
15 minutes?
Yeah. I could listen to it for 15 hours. No, I don't think I could listen to it for 15 seconds. This is a smart one. Copy of War of the Worlds to Mars. Hey, guess what?
What?
Here's how you invade our planet, and here's how we defeat you. So bring Kleenex and some cold medicine, and you'll survive. Can you believe it?
Wow.
We've sent
Who did that? Who sent that?
I don't know.
Well done, my friend.
We've sent diamonds to space, which is silly because space is full of diamonds. There's an invitation to attend a Klingon opera on Earth in Klingon.
Why not?
Why not attract the Klingons of all races out
maybe
there?
Maybe we are the Klingons.
So that's a point I make all
that's
the time.
That's what you tell me all the time.
What if we're at the butt end of space and no one comes and visits us because we're the most violent things in the universe? We think of Independence Day coming and blowing us up, but what if we're the most violent things and everyone else is just like, I wouldn't go there if you paid me.
We get Oumuamua, this beautiful like metallic rock coming our way, and we're like, here, let's send you this golden record and let's send you this weird music and this video that how to destroy and how we destroy you. And
an ad for Doritos is floating around in space, and DNA from Steve Colbert is on a microchip in space, and someone sent this up. Look at this. Lego statues of Galileo and the Roman gods Jupiter and Juno are out there floating.
Okay, wait.
Space.
So did they go through NASA to send this stuff?
No.
Up? How did they send this stuff?
I don't know. Maybe they did go through NASA.
Because we talked about how expensive it was to send something even remotely small.
Right, but if you have a company or work for a company that's sending something up anyway, you might as well stick some crap on there. I don't know.
Like duct tape it to the outside of the rocket ship.
It goes on, man. We got 6 minutes of a Stephen Hawking speech. That one actually might help us.
That makes sense.
And then there was a program called Send Your Name to Space, where millions of people put their names on silicon chips, glass DVDs, etc. So that spam is out there, floating into space. Encoded whale songs. We've got Twitter messages. All this garbage floating through space. And honestly, obviously we say it all the time. Why? Like it's in our nature to go explore and see what's out there. But there is potential harm in asking these things to come see us.
Yeah.
Unless we're the Klingons. Then it's like, yeah, they'll all be super nice. But the big picture here for me, it's crazy, is how much crap. I mean, we clutter and pollute the heck out of our own planet.
Yeah.
Why not do it in space too? Right? And when someone's approaching our planet, they're going to start to see all this stuff. And
you're going to be like, forget it.
Yeah.
It's like a dump.
We may get the Vulcans super smart coming to our planet, and they see all this crap and go, you know what? It's not worth wading through this sewer. Because what it is up there, it's a huge mirror of who we are. And honestly, the reflection is pretty ugly, man. It's pretty ugly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it goes even more.
Oh, no.
No, I mean my speculation.
Oh,
thinking
okay.
Never ends. You know that.
Well,
But we're not only talking about aliens. We're talking about future humans. You know? Mm-hmm. What if, they're going to come back and look at us and go, these guys are idiots. Why are they setting up a Dorito commercial?
they're going to go to Mars. They're going to live many lives in Mars, many long time.
And then we're going to pollute that.
And then they're going to be like, hey, didn't we come from Earth? Let's go back and check out Earth. And then they're going to start coming and hit all this like weird stuff on the way here.
It's WALL-E all over again. We keep coming to this point. And people in the comments even say, I hope WALL-E doesn't become a reality. Well, guess what? Terminator, then WALL-E. Or WALL-E, then Terminator. Either one, it stinks.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm saying,
we'll have
man.
Hello Dolly, though, so we'll be all right.
That's all I'm saying. Like, we have to think about this stuff. Like, let's stay classy.
Yeah.
Stay classy.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got.
Crazy times.
It's time for the evidence bag, guys. The evidence bag. Now, you know what, Connor? Let's do the pictures first, yeah? So, one of our viewers, Kason NRI, which we mistakenly said was a girl, one of these episodes, he made a comment about being in the shower and relaxing, and we assumed it was a girl, but it's not.
Our mistake.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, pal.
Cool name, though.
So he sent us these pictures. Show us this first one. So here he is, somebody in a cemetery here, and you see these lights. There's a red one on the right and a green one on the left. Mm-hmm. And shortly thereafter, this other picture was snapped. And we see that red one is gone and the green one is up higher now and is orangey. So if you go back to the first one, Senor Connor. Okay. So if you look at the angle, he's not saying these are ghosts. Okay, just let's get that straight. He can't figure out what they are, but he's not saying, I caught Satan, or anything like that. I think the one on the right, if you watch the one on the right, as you transition to the next picture, the angle changes. So I think there might have been some reflective surface in the back. And if you go to the daylight picture, Connor, if you would, you can see there's a road there. Someone could have parked a car or a bike or something with a reflector on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somewhere. That's what you get behind it. And he's such a good investigator. He went back, took the pictures in the day. He's really trying to get to the bottom of it. So, but you go to the one on the left, and I honestly believe that it's probably a bug. So go back to that first one.
Say.
Okay, because a bug is going to typically be iridescent to some degree, and so it's going to change color as it goes. And if we flip, we see that it goes in front of the tree, so it's probably not a light from behind the tree. You see how it's in front of the branch of the tree?
Yep.
And, good eye, I would say. But I honestly feel like the one on the right was something reflective. The one on the left was some kind of bug.
So something going by.
Yeah, a car,
Maybe a car.
or anything. A lot of times these cemeteries have stone posts in the ground, and then on the posts they have reflectors and things like that.
Can we see the daytime one more time? Okay, so that would have been...
So the stone with the red would be the far, far right one there, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So now there are things called orbs, obviously, that a lot of people see, but they tend to be caused by dust. The little circles, usually somewhat transparent, or if you look close, it looks like there's all this chaos going on in there. But they're typically caused by dust, bugs, moisture, things like that. And I'm not saying they aren't ghosts, but if the ghosts look like something that can be caused by stuff that is around us all the time, literally all the time, dust, then you kind of have to rule it out and not take it seriously. Now, there are some orbs that are worth looking at, and he's kind of on the right track there. Usually they look like an illuminated ping pong ball, and they'll have like a tail behind them. And these are what are called plasma lights. They're not ghosts per se, but evidence of higher energy levels in the air. So it's like if you catch a picture of a plasma light, it's like taking a picture of a gas station when you're hoping to take a picture of a car. Like one will probably show up. Or if a car needs gas, it's going to stop there.
And sometimes you get those, like we've been on cases before where sometimes in those situations where the activity is just about to get super intense, you'll start seeing those like orbish lights, like I think you're talking about, like the blue or orange or green even.
No.
And
yeah, I'm talking about them in photographs. When if you see them with your eyeballs, they're usually these little pinpricks, and usually blue or green, and they tend to correspond with poltergeist activity. So that's a haunting that's caused by someone who's still alive. Now, you do see sometimes you'll see orbs in video, and they tend to have an intelligence. Just make sure that it's not something free floating in the air that you're interpreting or is coincidental to what you're doing. But we've had them where there was this one orb, and it was moving, and it was right where people want it to be, and the team was totally blown away by it. But when you went slowly, there was one time where it looked a little weird, and I was like, go back, frame by frame, and there was one frame where it was in focus, and it was a little spider hanging in front of the camera. So you don't know where that anomaly is between the camera and the subject matter. So it could be right here, or it could be way far away.
Tricky.
Next piece is something, don't play it yet, but so on our trip to Mount Washington, the groups go on rotation, and I was scheduled to be in the princess room all night. So a group would come in for like an hour, hang out with me, and then go on. And that's how this works. And they go and visit all the different people in rotation. But our friend Ty Gowan brought a spirit box, and I am not a big fan of the spirit box. There's only one way that I like to use a spirit box that for me rules out a lot of false positives and a lot of just garbage. Spirit box will cycle through radio frequencies.
Right.
It sounds like this. And you listen to it, and you're supposedly going to hear a voice above it, above that noise.
Yep.
And so I've been there, and people sit around and be like, what's your name? And they'll say, Frank, Pat, Chris. And everyone's like, wow, holy cow. And to me, it was like I was always hearing like lollipop or something different. Like it didn't mesh with me. I didn't like it. It gave me a headache. But then, there's something called the Estes method that our friends Connor and Carl and those guys came up with, which is a version of the Gansfield experiment. So it basically is almost a sensory deprivation setup. So somebody puts on blindfolds and then puts on headphones that are noise canceling and plugs those into the spirit box. So nobody in the room can hear the spirit box except for the person with the headphones on. And the person with the headphones on can't see anybody else in the room or hear anybody else in the room. They have no idea. They could put that system on and we could all get up and leave. And the person with the headphones on would have no idea that we're not there anymore.
So they can't, if a question is asked, because they can't see or hear anything, then what if they do hear something in those radio frequencies? They say it, and they're not looking for a name. If you're like, what's your name? They don't know that you've asked that question. So if a name pops up and they say it, it just allows for a little more legitimacy.
Yeah, so basically it takes the guesswork out of it and the intention and the assumption.
Right.
So if the box is just out there and no one's got the headphone system on, we say, what's your name? And we're all expecting a name to come through. So we've fooled ourselves into hearing a name, where the person with the setup on has no idea what question you've asked. And so anyway, we had this setup. Ty went in, he did a few sessions with it with some people, and it was great. And then afterwards, when it was over, we still had the princess room. And so it was just Reanna, myself, Ty, our friends Liz, and Sarah were in there with us. Mm-hmm. And we all took turns on it. Reanna put it on, and she had a hard time saying anything because what she heard was in a different language. So she couldn't repeat it. And then we gave it to Sarah, and Sarah started saying stuff right away. Like she picked it up.
It worked really well for her.
And she was like, hey, Grant, try it. And so she just stopped. I tried it, and I only just said what came through. It made no sense to me, but then they said that, wow, it really sounded like what?
So basically for him, what it seemed like to us in the words he was saying, like something was trying to come through and talk to us, but something else was saying, no, you can't, and, just stop and all this. And so it was more like frustration, and they kept asking for the one with control and all that stuff. And
which clearly wasn't me.
Never. No.
Oh.
But anyway, long story short, we ended up giving it back to Ty because he's the one that had been using it for most of the night and did so well with it. So we gave it back to him. And when he put it on, immediately started getting the name Sarah again. Sarah this, Sarah that. And so we're like, okay, we'll give it back to Sarah. So we gave it back to Sarah.
So it goes on Sarah, and Sarah picks it up right away. And she's talking, and a lot of stuff happened, but I want to just cut, because we could be here all night talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to cut to the crux of it. We got the name. Said we had to anyway, we got the name. It was Stephen Patrick, or those were the two names that were given to us. And we're thinking we're talking to a guy named Steve, and then he starts talking about like, oh wow, it's Christmas, and I want to eat. I'm hungry. I want to sleep. You know, I'm tired. I want to sleep. I'm hungry, and all this stuff. And we started noticing that Sarah's voice. Because when you say what you hear, you try to mimic it completely. So if it goes rah, you say rah, you know, or if it's quiet, you talk quietly.
Right.
And she started to sound like a little kid. And bless you.
Thanks. Sorry.
And are you thankful that I blessed you?
I am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't you feel blessed?
I feel so blessed right now. Wow.
So we were trying to figure out what time period this person was from. And so I was trying to say, what's your favorite song? You know, can you sing your favorite song? And Sarah starts singing. Remember, she has no idea what we're talking about. She starts singing. And then Liz, our friend, starts singing a song that she thought Sarah was singing. And then they start singing together. Then I told Liz to stop singing because Sarah had stopped. And then Sarah started singing again. And then she said Reanna's name. And so I want you to listen to this. The very first voice you hear that says, oh, Reanna, is Sarah's voice, okay? She's the one wearing the headphones that has no idea what we're saying at all, okay? So just give you an example of how this works. Remember, she has no idea we're even in the room, really.
And she's the more prominent female voice that you'll hear in this.
So go ahead, roll that, Connor.
I was eating in my bed last night. It was like...
How far? How far are you?
Our room is at the end of the hall.
Yeah. Our room is 2 rooms down.
We're all on this floor.
313. That's my room.
Yep.
370.
Maybe. Oh, Rihanna.
Your turn to sing, honey.
She's here.
I'm here.
You want Reanna to
She
sing?
can sing.
That's true.
Yes.
Do you want a tune from Rihanna? She's actually a singer.
Except I never know what to say.
All notes.
Right.
Just sing something from Disney. See if he recognizes it.
Yeah. Do you like Disney?
Bedtime? Bedtime? How old are you?
Yeah, are you a man?
Like a bedtime
boy?
story?
Teenager?
I could sing you a little song.
Laughing?
Yeah.
Little cottage in the woods.
Man by the window.
Saw a rabbit hopping by. Are you singing?
Holy.
Knocking at the door. I am. Do you like that? Help me, help me, he said. Or the
I'm going to sleep.
It's a kid. It's a kid. We're talking to a kid. Christmas, food.
Rabbit, come with me.
Happy we shall be.
I like your singing.
Crazy, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
So the thing is that's the song that Reanna and I would sing to our kids to get them to go to sleep.
When they were little.
So we don't know what's going on, but the timing of her responses and the subject, that's just a glimpse into how the conversation went then.
And also, I was surprised because in that whole thing, I actually said my name twice. And my name is not something that you hear very often.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was surprised about that. And then as we're talking and the way that Sarah was hearing the voice come through, I was like, I think this is a kid. And that's why I wanted to make sure...
Yeah, you could hear you figure it out.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure before I started singing a song, and that was neat. And then we came back, and Liz did some research.
Yeah, she did a little research, and she looked to see if anybody had died on Mount Washington, trying to find this name Steve and Patrick. And there were two guys, one named Steven and one named Patrick, that passed away on Mount Washington in Tuckerman's Ravine. And they were both from Connecticut, which was another fact that came up.
That came up a couple times, actually, Connecticut.
So not far from case closed, but just interesting, something to give you a glimpse into what happens at these events, and just a fun thing that happened to us this week. So
yeah,
I can't disprove it. I don't know. It's weird. All right, guys, I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hungry for tots.
Give me
your thoughts on things. Give me your tots. Okay, before we get into what the question we asked last week, there was a very nice comment that was left by our viewer, and I'm going to slaughter the name, Rifat Salam. I hope I said that right. She said, Wednesday is always the roughest day of the week for me. Teaching 3-hour class back to back with a 2-hour meeting.
Ouch.
So what the fetch is like chippin'. It's like Chippendales. It's like chicken soup for the professor's soul. Sorry, it's not like Chippendales. Thanks, and have a great holiday with your family. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's exactly. See,
what
educators.
A huge compliment.
That just makes us feel all good.
Yeah, that was super sweet.
Makes Jack feel squished, but makes us feel good.
Yeah, he
now, last week's tot, honey, what did we ask people?
So we asked you, what weird thing are you most thankful for?
Because it's Thanksgiving. And we have some great answers. Roll that, Connor Mom. Go, Reanna.
Hello, Grant and Reanna. I am thankful for the unknown. What would life be without things to explore, discover, and contemplate?
Amen.
And this was by...
Sorry, Kathy.
Kathy.
Yes. Kathy. What's the name, Connor?
Lee.
Kathy Lee.
Kathy Lee.
Thank you, Kathy Lee.
Thought that was a great answer.
It is, because
I feel
look,
the same way.
This is what brought us together here tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. My life would be very different without the unknown.
It would.
The unknowable. All right, the next one comes from Becky. The weirdest thing I am thankful for, ghost. Just one. Ghost. Thanks to you, I follow a path that led me to buying a company. I'm sorry. And forming a team. And my team are the best friends I could ever have. So I'm thankful for ghosts. Maybe she means ghost hunters or just ghosts in general. A passion for finding truth and answers that led me to some wonderful people. Amen to that. Some of the best people I know in my life are because of my passion and for ghosts.
Ghost might be the name of her team or her company.
Oh. Anyway, all aspects of Ghost I'm thankful for. Maybe the band, Ghost. All right. Next one is from good old... we have to include
LJ Master Noob.
He says what, honey?
I'm thankful for WhatTheFetchWeekly. Yeah. And thankful for opportunities in Martian real estate.
Get your certificate today, Master Noob.
I have to kind of agree with that. I'm getting closer to that, considering how this world is craziness is going.
Rihanna's already looking at houses. All right, one more. Well, two more. We got one from Crystal Robin, right? Crystal Robin.
Crystal Robin.
She says, I'm thankful my car's remote start and seat warmers. Something Rihanna can get behind.
Yeah.
If she lived in Arizona, she would have seat warmers.
I would. I still use my seat warmer in the summertime. And he laughs at me. What are you doing?
Not only that.
Like, I'm cold.
Your butt is hot enough.
Oh.
But you also have to have the steering wheel heater.
Yes,
what do you call?
I
You don't
know.
call them seat warmers.
I'm having like a midlife crisis weirdness thing.
It's not that bad.
I call them heat seaters.
She gets in the car. How do I turn on the heat seaters?
It just comes out. And,
You're like, you mean seat heaters?
and I don't even realize I'm saying it wrong. And every time I say it, it comes out heat
It's
seaters.
better. It's better. And of course, we have one from Lori Kendrick that says...
I thought it...
ignore that part.
Yeah. I'm thankful for Sharpies. I love them, and they come in handy for so many things, and they're pretty.
I hope by Sharpie she doesn't mean knives.
You know what? Nope. Yeah.
I mean, she means the markers, but imagine... I like Sharpies. They come in so handy for so many
Well, you can use them for mugs and drawing and T-shirts.
Tattoos.
And fingernails. You can do things on your fingernails.
Draw things on people's foreheads at parties. Mustaches. On posters. You can do all sorts of stuff. Okay. I don't think it
good
gets any
stuff.
weirder than that.
That's good
Jeez,
stuff.
guys. Okay, honey, what's the weirdest thing you're grateful for?
So I am super grateful for a light switch gas fireplace.
I thought you were going to say light switches outside of in the rooms they actually are in. That's a pet peeve of mine when the light switch is outside the room.
Yeah, it's like in all the New England homes.
So we
I
have a
guess.
fireplace that turns on and off with the light switch.
Probably like
And
most people in Kentucky do.
Rihanna just loves it.
All throughout the day. Oh, I'm really cold. Bloop. And I go over there, stand in front of the fireplace and warm up.
It's a heat seater
Turn it off.
built
and
into the
life is good.
house. Heats your seat. That's it, huh?
How about you? Yeah.
Well, I try to think of the weirdest thing I know that I love, and that would be, or grateful for, and that would be, well, you.
Aww.
You're weird. Really weird. And
That's a
obviously,
huge compliment.
my fans. They're about as weird as it
Yes.
gets in all the right ways.
Aw.
Or my first experience. That is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life, and I'm here today because
Because of it. That is a great... Yes.
Connor, weirdest thing you're grateful for?
Oh, jeez.
He produces a show, and you were not prepared for this?
No. Probably Jack.
Jack is a little
He
strange.
makes all the weirdest faces when he sleeps. And
Look at him. He is weird.
off he goes.
And he's off.
He's come to see you.
He's like, oh, great, he's talking about me now.
Okay. Guys, great answers. We love it. We love getting to know more about you. But the tot of the week for next week, in lieu of the whole sending message and garbage into space, I mean, not in lieu, in respect to that, what message would you send into space? What is something you would throw out into space to tell the universe about us? Good luck with that one. Better put extra
have fun with
ketchup on that
one.
tot.
I'm going to have to think about that one.
Guys, thank you for watching us. Even, after cooking all day, eat hard, get fat, have a good day tomorrow. Be grateful for stretchy pants and all that
Heck
stuff
yeah.
tomorrow. And, Rianna, I think that's about as weird as it's going to get this week.
All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Check us out, guys. If you want to get in touch with us, send us anything. We got a P.O. box. We've got our email address, WhatTheFetchWeekly@gmail.com. And don't forget, to like, share, and subscribe. Please share with everybody.
Yeah, hit that notification bell so that you know when our shows are popping on up.
Yeah, and we can't always trust that they'll notify you. So just come back every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more What the Fetch.
You got it, guys.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Stay weird.
Weird. You're weird. You're weird.